in just a second, and then I will let you, LightsOutAce, talk about it, because I have to get everything else set up. So, talk us through Destiny versus Echo.
Okay. So, we have, first match, we have Master Plan on Big Cambrai. Fairly usual version. Only 2 Harsh Rule and only 3 Great Parliament. Instead opting to max out on Vanquish and run 3 Protects. So, but basically pretty stock. Against SMJ on Stone Scar. So this is a really classic matchup. This has like been the finals of 3 different invitationals, like Stone Scar versus Big Cambrai. Traditional knowledge or like hive mind is that Cambrai is favored, especially post board when they bring in stuff like Healer's Cloak and that sort of thing. But Master Plan isn't running any Healer's Cloak. Instead, he's running those Protects main. Has 1 more in the sideboard and has the big Vodafone transformation plan. So basically, Master Plan's sideboard is completely non-existent here, with the exception of that 1 Protect. And SNJ gets to bring in a bunch of stuff like Soulfire Drake, some Suffocate / Annihilate. Let's see, probably not both. Doesn't quite have enough space. That goes back to what I was saying earlier, where the Stone Scar deck wants to switch around its reactive cards, but not have too many reactive cards. You don't want to overload on those because it does still need to be the aggressor. But looking at the other decks, from Echo, we have Felon Control with Tony G and Kampfkrot on his signature Stone Scar of his own. So they're running like the pretty standard Stone Scar Felon, and then Big Cambrai is their 3rd deck. And then Destiny has Hydar on Blue Heart. I think I disagree with this name. In his deck notes, he says, Moist Praxis is not a real deck name, and FTP mid-range is lame. I agree on both counts. However, this deck's true name is Dragonheart. Even without a dragon in the
those
deck,
are actually
Dragonheart and
aReNGee
Spirit.
on the name, by the way.
Yes, this deck was listed as Moist Praxis, a deck name that I am not a big believer in. And so I have renamed it Blue Heart, abusing my my producer privileges here. But
we retain editorial control over deck list submission.
Yes.
Come on, name it Dragonheart. That's the real name of this deck.
Where's
and then the last person is Child Roland on Chalice. So they have deviated from the standard setup. They have the Stone Scar still, but then they've got this FTP deck and Chalice.
Yeah, so it looks like the Felon Control Burn Queen sort of core is seeming to be quite common and popular among the teams. Do you think that is because it's, it covers its weaknesses well? It's one of the stronger deck combinations, lacking in weaknesses, or do you think it's just sort of like a comfort pick for people and they like to play what they know?
Well, kind of go back to what we've been talking about and like what Alunex said. Those are just like 2 of the most solid decks. They don't have any terrible matchups. They don't have anything that they just fold to. So it's when you need, so like when your deck is guaranteed to face its worst matchup from your opponent's remaining decks, it needs to not have any awful auto lose matchups. And those are just 2 fairly decent decks that don't have auto lose matchups.
Okay, so we'll be seeing it again here. So I am still, unfortunately, doing the deck setup. So if you want to go a bit more, yeah, I know you already talked about the decks in depth here. So who do you think is favored between these 2 teams?
So let's see. If Big Cambrai were to be victorious against Stone Scar, probably end up facing Chalice and then lose, and then Chalice would go against Stone Scar or Feln. Probably Stone Scar. I think I'm gonna give the favor to Echo just because I think they're favored in the first match, and from there, like the counterpicking becomes fairly important, and all the decks are pretty close. We do have the wild card Dragonheart deck though, and that can take down anything if it gets a good draw and the info works out.
If it can cast its cards, it is certainly a strong deck. That's a big if.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea of the deck, right? If I can cast my cards, they're the best possible cards.
Well, I mean, like you were talking about before with your Macdo Rai Zakaria deck, Blue Heart is also a deck that has pretty stringent casting requirements. And since it's a fairly new deck, tell you what, I'll pull it up on stream for the viewers so that they can see what exactly we're talking about. Since this is a deck that gone under a couple of different names in the past, so we got hi there's Blue Heart there on the side. Take us through it.
All right, so this deck was originally a creation of the SPG, an Eternal Streamer, and then me and him both started playing it and taking our different ways. This is sort of the SPG's final form. It cut the Molten Nikova, which is where that Dragonheart name came from. But basically, it's running like the Elysian, a sort of aggressive mid-range base of False Sprint, Sandstorm Titan, Cerso. And then on top of that, you're splashing Heart of the Vault because it's the best card in the game. And then Torch, because if you're Fire, you should play Torch because it's also the best card in the game.
Apparently, a lot of best card in the game is going on here.
If you're stretching your influence that far, you better be playing some good cards.
Yes, that's certainly true. Okay, so I still do not have a Steam profile for our lovely Burn Queen player. And how can we play without watching Burn Queen's hand? So we are a little bit ahead of schedule. Of course, the players are not all supposed to be here until their scheduled match time of 4 o'clock, but that means that the stream is running ahead of schedule, which is fantastic. We haven't gotten bogged down in any Chalice versus anything else yet. But as I say that, we do have one more match where that could happen. And we're going to keep our fingers crossed that it does not, essentially. So personally, my money is on SPG Echo for the incredibly sophisticated reason of the fact that they are on the right, and that so far the right has been 5-0, and I don't feel an upset coming just yet. Blue Heart is a deck that could very easily fall apart in one of its matches, and in this sort of format, you really want to hold on to as many matches as you can. Like winning 2 matches is very key, and if it falls apart in its first match, that's just so bad for your team. So it is a powerful deck, but it's facing off against a couple powerful established decks, so it will be interesting to see how it matches up into the lineup. We can but hope that Burn Queen goes down in the first match, such that we don't see another Burn Queen mirror. But I'm not
Personally,
sure.
I think my hot take assessment on this is if Conf ends up going up against any of the decks on the opposing team aside from Burn Queen, he's probably going to sweep the board. He might even be able to just sweep after the first match. He goes in second, wins the Burn Queen mirror, and there's no way that Moist Praxis or Dragonheart or whatever you want to call it is favored in that matchup. They have 4 Permafrost, 4 Torch. Their odds of playing them on turn 1 or 2 might be are a little low, and they don't have Storm.
I think you probably put in Felon Control against Burn Queen. Why flip the coin in the mirror when you can just throw in Tony G?
A player who's, of course, known for their armory play, but has been recently playing a lot of Felon Control. They played it last week, so not a huge surprise to see that here. Him running it back was, I believe, fairly successful. He was one of the Felon Control players that did beat Chalice, so we may see that again today, but it took a while, so hold your breath.
And yes, of course, I would expect Felon to be sent up against Stone Scar. However, if Comp ends up, playing through those matches, I think his Burn Queen deck, if it doesn't kind of lose the mirror, has very good odds.
Oh, definitely. Oh, I need a master plan friend request. Can you send that to me? Like his numbers. I just want to make friends.
Sorry, we're doing a little bit of production back end beyond here as we get all the players in. And we're just pulling. We've got SMJ's profile, but we're just pulling it up now. So We're on time, we're ahead of schedule, and hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. I know I'm certainly happy that we're not going super late, but a bit of a 5-minute break is a little bit unavoidable here. So let's see if we get that. Okay, so players are ready to go, and we've got everything good to go on the production end. So we'll be going down to SMJ on Burn Queen versus Master Plan on Big Combray. There's been a lot of talk in the back about this blue heart deck that's been going around, but we'll get to that once it gets up on stage. And we're off. Okay, so Master Plan has the turn 2 Temple Scribe, which is all you're really looking for in a Combray deck, any Combray deck.
Yeah, if a hand has 2 time influence and a Temple Scribe, that's a keep. I don't care what the other ones are.
Even against a deck as aggressive as Burn Queen. As happily, Temple Scribe is one of the better cards against Burn Queen. Gains life, blocks Oni Ronins. What more do you want? Speaking of Oni Ronins, there's a turn 1 Oni Ronin.
Yeah, this is a Oni Ronin into Instigator into Cha-Cha, aka the Dream, on the play. If he draws an Impending Doom or a Bandit Queen to top this off, I think that SMJ is going to win on turn 5.
Kampf is doing his famous team support where he wanders away until his match, rather than watching this disdainful lesser Burn Queen player, as he might put it. But Kampf's been highly successful when he comes in late and unexpected, both in major tournaments and last week when he came in and won the close match against Eternal Warcry, I believe.
Man, Master Plan redrew that good hand into probably an even better hand, so I guess it was correct. But man, well, I'd be hard pressed to throw away that first hand.
He didn't have much action beyond that Temple Scribe and a Desert Marshal, which wasn't quite ideal most of the time. So it's not indefensible or anything like that. He did end up with quite a good curve. He can play some units and then kill everything, which is always nice. But like, is there a world where you just skip Sandstorm Titan and then play Harsh Rule on 5?
I think if you draw any other unit, throwing away Sandstorm Titan to gain 3 health is what you want to do.
Okay. So
this like is kind of reminiscent to me of the game that made me hate Stone Scar forever, where I went like on the play healer Titan, healer and then I died on turn 5. It just looks like what's gonna happen here.
Well, I mean, the trick with Stone Scar is always you need like a turn 2, turn 3 play. So that didn't quite come together here. I will take a moment to note for the audience that the Martial Ironthorns are non-premium and therefore should not be allowed in this deck.
Oh man, premium Ironthorns look so cool too. There's like bullets flying by him. He's like somehow shooting the shotgun semi-auto. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's awesome.
So Torch gets expended here, and I imagine we'll see the Vera's favor face for Obliterate, which means that even if they play Titan, it's going to get obliterated. So maybe your turn 5 death is not so far off, as they're going down to 4. Best case.
Three even with the instigator ping.
Yes. Okay. So 3. So they're going down to Torch range, and there is some follow up from SMJ, but definitely on the back foot here is Master Plan. Sometimes Stone Scar just curves out. It takes its entire hand, as you can see here, but a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 curve, and Master Plan starting on 3 and 4 just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like another healer, and maybe there's a chance.
So if he draws a power, you can play like Martial Ironthorn and then have Desert Marshal up, and then you're like moderately okay.
Yeah,
But,
basically, Master Plan just has to turn the corner and get aggressive really fast here.
well, 2 units is going to make that a little harder. So you get to play Seraph and hold up Desert Marshal.
Yeah, which then lets you silence the champion,
And
chump the Rakana Outlaw with your Desert Marshal, eat the champion, and then hope you draw well and your opponent draws poorly.
So once again, you need them to have nothing, but whenever you're at 3, you usually need them to have nothing. So it's not a huge departure from the norm.
Only an impending doom.
Well,
I mean, that's beatable. Titan does lock that down.
Titan does handle that. Yes.
Yeah, so now if SMJ wants to attack with these guys, he's trading the 5/5 for the Seraph.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he has to continue to draw nothing for Master Plan to have a chance.
This is a better position for Master Plan than you would have expected, given how quickly he dropped down to 3. He is still dead to any burn that is ever drawn.
Yeah, or any charge or any removal.
I don't know that you attack here.
I don't think you do.
Having drawn nothing.
If you attack, it means that your opponent can attack back with the Titan. And if the Titan can't attack, it just gives you more time to draw burn or charge or removal.
Mm-hmm.
Or basically anything.
Well, we'll see. The Ironthorns are good as long as the ground units are held back, but yes, they're just a single annihilate away from being dead. Temple Scribe certainly helps. That pushes him out of torch range.
Temple Scribe instead of Ironthorn? Yeah, I guess. The Ironthorn doesn't do a whole lot for you. Yeah, now you can just do both.
I mean, getting out of torch range is certainly valuable. And since you're chumping anyways most of the time, just having another unit to chump with is fine.
Yeah, all right. Master Plan looking kind of alive here. My declarations of doom are looking a little premature.
Well, he didn't die on turn 5, but we can still turn the corner with an Obliterate at any time.
Or a Bandit Queen, or an Annihilate. Or
Bandit Queen doesn't do it here.
It forces 2 chumps, which is nice. But yeah, I guess you're right.
Power definitely does not do it. So now SMJ is on the back foot and is looking into that, into his little box for a Obliterate top deck.
Well, let's spin Seraph. Roland's Honor Guard?
No.
Nope.
Nothing really of consequence. And we drew, looks like another blank.
Yeah, SMJ isn't slamming anything, so Yeah, must have shown another power.
Protect
Ooh, a
is not
protect.
a blank.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So he can't use it. Can't get too excited with it, but that will certainly keep him alive from obliterate, and I think that's the game, honestly.
Yeah, that
I-
protect is amazing. Yeah, I think that Master Plan is gonna win now. I would have liked activating Seraph here, but
Pre-combat in case you hit Ikaria.
yeah, exactly. It's not luck if you call it. That's just playing to your outs.
Okay, so he's blocking with the 5/5 so that he still has the out of killing the Sandstorm Titan. Upgrades his
Iron
Martial
Thorn
Iron Thorn.
died, and he came back stronger than ever. He's just the Terminator.
Yeah. Nice little upgrade there. Reminiscent of Ion, or whatever. Oh, obliterate found.
Okay, but there's the protect now, so now we have to hit 2 running obliterates.
Oh, he's gonna check for the stop with the Vera's favor. Nice. And he's gonna find it, and he knows.
Knows it's protect.
Okay, but Torch is still lethal. There's also the problem that he's nearly dead to a.
Yeah, he's got like 1 turn.
Yeah.
I think you have to just obliterate here.
Anyways, yeah, just to pull the protect.
And that way, that opens up another obliterate as an out.
Yeah. Obliterate, Torch.
Annihilate. Is he playing Annihilate main deck? It looks like he has 3 of them. So he's got like 9 outs to win the game.
Nice. But he's gonna be forced to jump here. Presumably.
Playing the Vulcan Enforcer does shut out Annihilate as an out, so I think you do that instead of activating Seraph. Just like Ace Space, play the cards in your hand.
So if you Ace Space, they can't block Seraph because they die. So they probably can't do that.
Yeah, maybe you leave back the 1/1. I mean, the reason you Ace Space is that next turn you have lethal no matter what.
You got to attack with the 1/1 to bring it up. Oh no, actually they're at 19. You're right. You can leave back the 1/1 if you want to. I think.
All right, so there's only 6 outs. It's just 4 torches and 2 obliterates. If this was a physical game, I would encourage SMJ to windmill it off the top without peeking.
Slam it down. So there's the attack with everything. And then just toss
Silence
it all
your own Seraph just for
value.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, well, SMJ has not yet played a card.
Is he slow rolling us? Looks
Nope.
like no.
He's slow rolling the concession. Okay. So let's go to that was Echo that just lost. All right, so let's go to Echo and join them for our sideboarding excitement. Oh God.
Oh, sorry.
So, wait,
I didn't really think about it.
So,
So,
is it our
here,
chance
well-
to actually talk about how we are the best SPG team and the others are trash?
All right. Let's just redo the sideboard. Okay, so we know we want to add we want to add 1 harsh roll, but not both copies. We want to add. We don't want our stand togethers, but we want the 4th protect. We want awakened students, and we want
Reality Warden.
Yeah.
Reality Wardens. So we don't want the Vodacon combo. We're gonna shave a copy of Find the Way because we're cutting all 3 Martial Iron Thorns. We're gonna shave 2 copies of Mystic Ascendant and 1 copy of Parliament. And this leaves us a little bit lower to the ground and has all 4 copies of Attack, while
Do you
having
guys-
1 more harsh roll.
Do you guys agree with that setup?
Yeah, this is where I want to be. With
yeah.
our side.
We talked about it already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
look,
mean,
we
it
have
was.
to-
We knew these were the first two matches, right? So we didn't want to waste too much time with our sideboard.
Mhm. So
Cool.
we can talk
We're
about
good.
how Hylar is the worst team leader ever. And
A's so bad.
I could get him over here for an interview right now. How do you feel about losing game 1 to the right side team, which is obviously better?
Yeah, Doug clearly best.
Much more.
oh,
shit
hey,
than
also,
Captain.
also, Iliak, if you're in chat, did you like that variance?
All right.
Yes.
Did you master plan? Did you let SMJ know that you're good?
Yep.
Cool.
Realistically, though, the 10-10 didn't make that much of a.
No,
Impact
but
on the
like
game.
they didn't draw much, and then we drew the protect, and like, we drew very well afterwards, and they drew nothing afterwards, right? They had the hot gas opening, and then afterwards
Yes.
were pretty cold.
Yes and no, though. He drew an obliterate. He drew that impending doom.
Yeah,
We
he
just
had
just didn't
enough
have
threats.
answers.
It's just that we had a Combra healer just enough life to live through that, and then we had the harsh rule, which
And the
was
protect.
a 2-for-1.
Yeah,
we
but
got
that
lucky
protect
he
we didn't even draw
a
until
torch.
later, right?
That's true.
And he also 2-for-1 himself with Oni, Ronin, and Torch, and then so we ended up getting incremental advantages.
Yeah, that really. I wouldn't say that game was RNG at all.
I was kidding.
Oh, okay.
I'm never kidding.
Always serious.
Cal is just the most serious person on the
Yeah,
team.
exactly. Well, we are
Clearly.
professional gamers, right? So we have to act seriously.
Yeah,
Oh man.
Okay, we're going into game now.
we're still waiting on SMJ.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what? Like we agree that all they bring is like suffocate and one annihilate,
I
and
imagine.
maybe the
Yeah.
Soulfire Drake.
I don't I personally wouldn't bring in Soulfire Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Soulfire
it's
Drake
I-
is awful against the Fun Police. and
They
you're on
definitely
8
bring
of
in
them.
suffocates.
Yeah.
I don't hate 4 Soulfire Drakes, honestly, against Combray. I just don't think their deck is built to support that. I think they have
Yeah.
too many other things they need to be playing.
We go up.
But-
We go up to 10 Combray healers.
They're definitely bringing
Yes.
in a groundbreaker, right?
10 Combray.
I don't
Really?
think Groundbreaker is very important in this matchup because sure it can attack through stuff, but that's not their issue.
It's
Their
more
issue
stopping
is-
us from gaining.
All right, we're going
Yeah,
to
but we
mulligans.
only gain health with we don't have
Combray
Spirit
healer.
Guide. It's just
That's
Combray healer. I don't know. For me personally, I want Impending Doom more than I want Groundbreaker. I mean,
Okay,
maybe I
we're-
want
Oh, we're
Groundbreaker
game?
more.
Guys.
to
Win game.
We're in mulligans. He's on the play.
Okay, so there's a team that has its plan all thought out, and
They definitely had the best trash talk game too.
well, I mean, we don't see what goes behind the scenes at O&D Flame, so I don't want to call it just yet. They're not called O&D Flame for nothing. Let's just say.
They spit in hot fire all the time.
Oh yeah. So looking at these mulligans, that's 2 Combray healers, but 2 power. Thoughts?
I like Combray healers. Are they on the play? They're on the draw. I think you definitely keep this on the draw, 100%. You just need to find 1 power in your first 3 draws, and then you're in really good shape.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so apologies to everybody in chat. The SPG logos were actually flipped for game 1, I think. Actually, now I'm second guessing myself. Yes. Yeah, so Echo had Destiny's logo and Destiny has Echo logo. They are now correct. And we fixed that up. The hands at the back were right. So Master Plan found Find the Way, which is slow, but gets the job done, kind of.
So they still have Outlaw in. What did SMJ even sideboard? Did he just not bring in all the suffocates? What did he take out?
Potentially the high end. Maybe they don't like Soulfire Drake against the Desert Marshals, as Echo was discussing. It's not the best. It doesn't line up the best, and against Sandstorm Titans and things. So they may be just trying to go lower to the ground with more aggressive units.
Okay, the go under plan instead of the go through plan.
Well,
I like it.
We've seen a lot of players going up with their Stone Scar, and it hasn't always been working. So, you know, a little variety is not that bad.
Oh, this is really cool. So SMJ plays the 1-drop, and then plays power after attacking to not give up whether or not he has a rapid shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. I mean, I guess Master Plan will know at end of turn here, but just kind of a cool little trick to hide your pauses.
Well, if you mash the button fast enough, it can look close. It doesn't have the power to play that Cabal Countess just yet, which is unfortunate. And not the best attacks here. Okay, so playing champion gives you something to do at least.
Yeah, so it's either attack and rapid shot, play champion. Yeah, I like playing champion, just develop the board.
Mm-hmm. The problem with attacking is they block your silence 2/2, and then you're just trading rapid shot for combo healer and dealing 2 damage, and it doesn't really get you anywhere forward.
Yeah, not a fantastic turn. And then Master Plan does have to spend his whole turn just playing Find the Way here. Like, my kingdom for the old secret pages.
Oh my. That was a much more powerful card than Find the Way. That is for sure.
Yeah, it was the exact same thing as it is now, only the sigil that it fetched was not depleted, which, as you can imagine, is much, much better.
All the difference in the world. But here we see the rapid shot, and it's a lot more powerful here when you're trading it for 7 damage in their blocker. But if Master Plan just peels a sigil, income, this ends now, happens. So
Yeah, so maybe SMJ doesn't even bother rapid shotting. I think you kind of have to.
I don't think you gain much by not rapid shotting. Okay. Well.
Okay, I like not rapid shotting if you have the second shadow, but now you just don't play anything this turn. I guess that's okay. Like, rapid shot is still good with Countess.
So what you can do now, if you are Master Plan, is just play Time Sigil, Find the Way, if you want, but play Combo Healer on Combo Healer, and then you've got a 2/8 that blocks. He can't. They can't get up to. They can't get up to triple Shadow Influence in order to give it Deadly. The champion Deadly, so the champion's just going to get blocked by the combo healer. Yes, Rapid Shot will still break through, but I mean, it's going to deal 1 damage. You're not too unhappy about that, and then you can just harsh roll the follow up. So I think that's the line. Hold up protect if you really want
that
to.
combo healer does make this plan a lot less. Okay, makes it a lot less obvious for Master Plan. Like, instead of just like snapping off the harsh rule, now he decides to play healer on itself plus Find the Way.
Okay, so this gives you much worse blocks against the champion, because you're no longer just placing a single thing on it. But he may be willing to commit a double block to the champion of cunning, and then the best a Finest Hour can do is trade for 1 combo healer, and you're still left with a 2/5. So we might see a double block now.
Okay, yeah, yep.
This plays better around Suffocate than going all in on the single healer. And
yeah, and they almost certainly brought in all of their Suffocates. Like, your entire early game is healers and Seraphs.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not a big fan of doing this line and then like just blocking the 2/1.
Yeah, double lock the 5/4, so that rapid shot is losing its effectiveness.
And say, do you have it? And if you do, you know, you traded rapid shot became a Suffocate.
Yeah, that also let your opponent gain 5.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it does go for that.
Very, very smart play. Very excellent block there. Just like makes one of your opponent's best combat tricks largely ineffectual. I think that Master Plan is probably pumping his fist behind his keyboard here.
I'm sure somebody is. Now, though, you got to decide what you want to do. Do you feel like this board is threatening enough to harsh rule? Because they could alt Pyronite next turn if they draw power. You still don't have any good blocks to to champion. You know, Seraph doesn't really do it, and all you've got is 2 protects. So do you think just they're on 2 cards? I'm almost at Mystic Ascendant. Just drop a Harsh Rule here.
So if you don't Harsh Rule, you're taking 2 to 5 damage. But if you, I think the reason, like the argument to not Harsh Rule is that you have no answer to Impending Doom. And like so often against Stone Scar, you're so focused on stopping as much damage as possible and like killing all of your units right away that they just like play an Impending Doom in the mid to late game and you don't have an answer for it and it just kills you.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess SMJ doesn't have Second Shadow and Master Plan knows that, so it's like a little bit safer to do this. But I'd still be kind of wary of Impending Doom.
But I think the problem there was that he didn't really have any other good lines that set him up. This is a little punishing, but at least you drew like Combo Healer plus Seraph, and your opponent still doesn't have Double Shadow.
So you can make a 3/7 Seraph, or you can hold up Protect this turn and then make the 3/7 Seraph next turn. But I like doing it like this. They didn't have Suffocate before, so they had 2 chances to draw it.
Mm-hmm. We've seen a lot of dead-looking Annihilates recently. Obviously, Annihilate very important in this matchup for cards like Sandstorm Titan, Martial Iron Thorn, Mystic Ascendant. It's not like there's no targets, but just the way that the game was lined up, it's looked kind of loose, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fairly lackluster, and that's why the Suffocates are better here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's the second Shadow. So we're going to get to see Countess finally come down. And I imagine you still just have to pass here.
Yeah, the Countess can actually, like, bash through this 3/7, although a double block will still kill it.
Good things come in 3s. Here's our 3rd Seraph of the day.
Another one.
You're going to need some new material at some point.
Does that joke ever stop being funny?
Did that joke ever start? No, sorry, I'm supposed to be an encouraging host.
All right, so interestingly, like SMJ has been holding this Annihilate the whole game, and it has like Mystic Ascendant's name on it.
Yeah.
But Master Plan isn't gonna play this Ascendant until he finds a 7th power, which is more than likely like only 1 seed of progress left would be depleted. So Master Plan's gonna have a Protect for that Annihilate. Like Master Plan is just incredibly far ahead this game, I think.
Do you just throw your Seraph? I think you just throw your Seraph onto the bus here. Seraph, 2/2 double block.
I think you triple block. Play around everything. Play around Rapid Shot.
Triple block loses
Torch.
2 units.
Yeah, but I think they still have to kill a 3/7 over the 3/4 and the 2/2.
You think so?
And I think it's worth it just to play around Rapid Shot.
Because he doesn't really care about the 3/7 because he's going to have Champion eventually active and can push through. Yeah, so he's going for the 2 units to prevent the go wide.
I suppose. I still like the triple block just to play around the Rapid Shot.
So you talked about the Protect, being able to stop the Annihilate. You were correct, but you failed to play around the second Annihilate that SMJ drew. So.
Oh, 3 Seraphs, 2 Annihilates. It's only fair.
Yeah.
All right, and Master Plan picked up a great Parliament as well, so he's totally happy to draw a business card or a power.
Mm-hmm. I would
I
rather
think Master Plan just has this well in hand.
I would rather be on Master Plan's side of the table for sure.
So from SMJ side, what can he actually draw to like help him through this? Like a Shadow Source isn't terrible. Like Impending Doom is great.
If he kept in the Soulfire Drakes, those are pretty good draws. You know, Flyers are good. Power is okay.
It does enable champion attack.
It's just going to crash into the 3/4 though. You've got high enough health that you don't care. Seek Power,
Right.
double Owls, and I think that's it.
Yep, I would think Master Plan should be looking to get aggressive, and indeed he is.
Mm-hmm. So the Outlaws stayed in, but they didn't look very good when they stayed in. Not the strongest card here.
SMJ didn't find the like suffocates and stuff he needed to rule the early game and get the Warcry snowball rolling. And
Oni
like when you're
Ronin.
top decking Oni Ronins and your opponent is top decking the Great Parliaments, you're not in a great place.
Harsh roll your own board. Reset. This is too dangerous. All right. Well, that's a large
another
flyer.
big flyer. That speeds up the clock by a turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute. Now it's my turn.
Aw, should have let him through. The
Let
pity,
him win, Bible thump.
The pity non-block. All right, so Master Plan takes down Burn Queen, and this doesn't bode well for SPG Echo, because no team today that won the first match has won another set on the day.
Oh, really? But they're on the right side, though, so doesn't that give them like preference?
There's a lot of tension there between left side versus the reverse sweep side.
So what do you expect to see here? Moist Praxis or Chalice? I'm thinking Chalice.
I expect to see me eventually click on the right side. The problem with picking Chalice is that, well, I guess it is big Combre, so yeah. Maybe Chalice, and then we have a Combre versus Chalice snooze fest.
But those decks are both interesting and exciting. I could watch them all day.
Actually, big Combre is fun mostly because of Seraph rolls and seeing that big Ironthorn come down, or tons of big Combre has a lot of splashy cards. You know, Chalice just has a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, Seraph is great. It's like almost as cool as Knucklebone. All right. You see who they're sending in yet?
They have not yet decided. Yeah, I'm guessing Child Roland on Chalice, but I know we've all got our fingers crossed for a blue heart, especially because the deck that goes in is clearly going to do another 3-0, since that's just what happens. So a 3-0 with blue heart would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be a lot more entertaining to watch. So I guess I hope for that too.
Yes. Now, strategically, I do think that it will be Chalice. Yeah, Roland is confirmed to be going next, so we've got our Chalice thing up. So we will be pulling that up on stream. And why don't you talk about the big Combre versus Chalice matchup? Okay. I'm looking for Destiny Child Roland. Okay. Okay, so we've got those decks up on screen for you guys now.
All right, so as expected, Chalice coming in, Child Roland.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that he is favored, or do you think that it's just sort of an okay matchup and both teams can go back and forth?
I think this matchup is probably 80% Chalice.
Okay.
Like, I think Chalice is absurdly favored.
That sounds a little favored, yeah.
Like Chalice, when Chalice initially gained popularity, like ECV, like kind of rediscovered it several months ago. That was basically the end of Big Combre's dominance on ladder. Like it just disappeared. It couldn't keep up.
And good riddance, I would say. I think players got a little tired of well, players get tired of whatever the top deck is at the time.
Players got tired of Big Combre. They're much more excited to play game, I think.
I mean, at the time, Big Combre hate equaled or exceeded any hate that Chalice gets now, to be perfectly honest. Players just, they don't like stale metagames, so...
Well, people hate whatever they lose to. I mean, me no exception, right? Like, everybody's guilty of complaining.
Yes, I'm speaking to one of the most fervent haters of Stone Scar there ever was back when Stone Scar was everywhere.
And hey, Champion of Chaos and Flame Blast both got nerfs, so history has proved me right. Those cards were overpowered.
Flame Blast got the nerf that you wanted too, with the -1 damage. Okay. So players are ready to go now, and we've got still a fairly long match for you here, but apparently I'm told that Chalice is very likely to take this down, so we may be in for a long set. So
Well, this Chalice deck has some interesting tech choices here. 1 Archive Curator, 1 Marison's Disciple instead of 2 of either. And then 2 Great Parliament instead of 1 of the channels and 1 of the Seek powers.
So that may be a hedge against Feln control, as Parliament is a bit of a better win condition against Feln than Channel is a lot of the time, since Channel just runs into the island favor Aegis. But we'll have to see how it pans out in this particular matchup. I don't know that it will make too much difference, as we are now down into game. All right.
Okay, so I mean, Master Plan has like a solid hand that does what you need to do, like play Seraph, play Titan, attack your opponent, but it's gonna run into an Island's Choice, and I think that Child Roland has the tools that it's gonna take to stabilize. Although I guess he has to redraw this hand because he doesn't have Primal, so we'll see what his new hand is. All right, this one also is missing Primal.
Well, at least he's got that that Wisdom of the Elders to help him find it. Oh wait.
All right, well, he just top decks it immediately, so no problems here.
I mean,
must be nice is.
Yes, in the famous words of aReNGee, it must be nice to be lucky.
Wait, I thought you were always super unlucky.
Well, what can I say? I run to extremes. All right, so I have successfully spotted my flaw. All right. So apologies to all the viewers there that are very confused. I'm spectating the same person that we have up on the hand cam, which is why I wasn't super sure about how the match was progressing. Here we go. All right.
So Roland found that Primal, and Ironsaber got him the second, so he gets the Wisdom now. And it looks like he's going to have the tools to contain the Seraph into Titan. Like, he's got enough blockers to just trade with them, plus tons and tons of removal in his deck.
Yes, I was wondering.
And a Chalice and a Harsh Rule.
I was wondering why our players were playing the same cards.
So basically what you're saying is you made it another Chalice.
Yes. I myself added a Chalice to the pool. Apologies to all the viewers there. But, so what's the strategy if you're Big Combre? Because Big Combre versus Chalice isn't something that we have seen for a while, specifically because, apparently, Chalice is so good against Big Combre. Do you need to go aggressive?
Yes, certainly. Their late game just completely overpowers you. It's not uncommon for them to draw 30 more cards than you and win the game with like 20 cards left versus 50 cards left and just like channel your face a couple times at their leisure. So you really need to get out under them. Like game 1, Master Plan has 3 protects, and then he gets a board in another protect and a couple stand togethers. Like getting a big board and then standing together is the way that you win.
Safe travels, friend.
So I'm not sure that this Big Combre deck is even playing those stand togethers. So, oh no, it's got 2 in the side. Okay, so could work out, and it boards up into Voda Combo. Does Voda Combo have a better time than traditional Big Combre?
Oh, certainly. You can get over the top sometimes. If you manage to set up like the Voda Combo Dream, where you like draw 20 cards and have a ridiculous board, then they harsh rule you and you get to reestablish that ridiculous board, you can overpower them.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely has a better chance post sideboard. But this right here is already looking pretty miserable for Master Plan. Like, he's got to protect so this bird won't get like Desert Marshaled, but then the follow-up harsh rule is going to be pretty crippling, I think.
Tell me, what do you see?
Again, Child Roland may be playing the same game that we saw the O&D Feather play, where they're not too concerned about the life totals here. It's another match where there's no reach going on. It's all about board control, so he's just developing his hand. And he's got 2 harsh rules, and that can't be good for Master Plan.
Yeah, normally Big Combre isn't the deck that cares about harsh rule, but this is one of the few matchups where it has to be the beatdown, and it definitely very much cares. It just has to overextend because its late game can't beat 4 channels to face for 48 damage.
Yeah. So Mystic Ascendant is nice, but Mystic Ascendant doesn't play too well into multiple harsh rules and desert marshals and stuff. So we see another style departure here, as this is probably going to try to get knocked out of the sky. Child Roland is our Season 4 Invitational Champion, which he won playing Burn Queen, which is a bit of a style departure for this now on Chalice control. And interesting that we didn't see a Protect there.
I actually really like that. He's saving his Protect for Mystic Ascendant, and that's going to get really awkward for Child Roland. He's going to have to, like, end up harsh ruling his own large board away to kill this Ascendant. Because otherwise, with the Ascendant in play, Master Plan can, like, keep up with Child Roland's card drawing.
And with that Desert Marshal out of the way, the single target removal that Child Roland has access to is not very much. Is he trying to incentivize a harsh rule here with that Sandstorm Titan play?
Perhaps. That must be it. Because otherwise he would save it for, like, the harsh rule, like, post-harsh rule recovery.
Okay. Harsh rule is pretty likely here.
You wouldn't have to. Even if Child Roland was intending to, I think you just, like, chump for a couple turns and then harsh rule. No, going for it.
No, it looks like he's just trying to well, not the grind game, but just the, you know, there's two cards that you care about there with the Titan and the Seraph, and just wrap them all up, you know.
Yeah, I guess you get rid of them with no Protect being held up, so
yes,
they're dead, no questions asked. And, like, yes, he killed, like, 3 of his own units there, but all of those units drew a card. he didn't lose anything, really.
And you're not particularly tied to any of your units when you're playing Chalice, as they're just sort of they're card draw fodder, they block, and then eventually they win the game if you have to. Again, it's it may not be Ace's deck, but it's certainly Ace's style. Cards are more important. We're gonna see.
Yeah, this Protect play worked out really well for Master Plan, but in the end, it's only going to draw him 1 more card. And Child Roland still gets to draw 3, even though the Aegis prevents the damage.
Well, he does get to attack for 8, for whatever that's worth. And there's a Seraph, which I don't think you can play.
Definitely not, but it's a good follow-up. It forces a removal, like a sweeper all by itself.
Can you play Valkyrie Enforcer? Like, I don't think Enforcer does anything in this matchup, and it does...
I don't think you play it. So Child Roland's list has 0 Vanquish. Okay. So assuming you don't attack into an obviously telegraphed Island's Choice, this has to be harsh ruled.
Okay.
And Mystic Ascendant is the reason why I like the Vanquish and Island's Choice split. Like, if Child Roland didn't have this second harsh rule here, this Ascendant would just bury him. Master Plan could just, like, sit there on it until he started until he had a hand that was as full as Child Roland's.
And not just you know, Mystic Ascendant. There's also key targets like Martial Ironthorn, like Vara, like Champion of Cunning, that do stuff when they're just sitting there on the board, not just hanging back. Right? So.
Yep. So
a variety of threats that you want to kill proactively is what I mean, I suppose.
Yeah. So with that main threat gone, I'm not sure what Master Plan even has here. It looks like he's going up towards 11, so you can Seraph activate the same turn. But, like, Seraph can be answered by Harsh Rule or Silence as well. So I'm assuming that Child Roland will find an answer by the time this Seraph comes out.
Well, there's a Silence. But is that too much time that he's giving his opponent, since it definitely won't have... Like, he needs to draw power within the next 2 turns to even have a chance to play Seraph 2 turns from now? So...
Take wing, my friend.
Is that just too much time for the Chalice deck to do whatever it wants?
If I'm being honest, Master Plan's plays haven't mattered for the last several turns. I mean, it looked to him like they mattered when he protected his Ascendant, but the fact that as soon as Child Roland had 2 harsh rules and a Silence in hand, this game was over.
Okay. Well...
Without the threat of that Voda combo to be able to go over Chalice's incremental value game plan, Big Combo, which was like the original incremental value deck, it doesn't have a chance, really.
Mm-hmm. Well, Big Combo has always sort of been a deck about value in terms of card quality rather than actual card advantage. since it needs to get all the way up to very high power levels in order to start generating those advantages. Whereas the Chalice deck does it everything. You know, Temple Scribe draws a card. Everything with the Chalice draws a card, so it's much better at occurring the early card advantage, whereas Combray is much better at squeezing out a card or two. So we need to see a big Seraph roll here.
Yeah, Ikaria would be a good one. Or no, never mind. Child Roland has 2 silences in hand. Even that doesn't matter.
Second Seraph, that's also protected.
Second Seraph, that'd be pretty decent. No wait,
It runs
the 2
into the
silences.
same 2 silence problem. Yeah, I'm not sure there is. I think Ikaria probably is his best call. Best call, I say, like he calls it, because then you either keep Seraph or Ikaria, and both of them are pretty good. Plus, you get the Warcry trigger, which does matter. But no, I don't think Praxis Displacer was what he needed.
Yeah, well, and even the Ikaria wouldn't have won the game, right? Like, it just gets chumped for a turn, and then... Or it doesn't even have to be chumped for a turn. Like, Shadow Lily could just pop the Aegis with the Island Choice and then silence the Ikaria and the Seraph. I think he's got it all on lock, assuming he doesn't make a mistake.
And there would need to be some kind of strong top deck from Master Plan in order to even make that mistake possible. Like, Mystic Ascendant doesn't do anything. It's just a 4/4. Does, like... Only Seraph or Great Parliament would really do anything. I guess...
Unfortunately, Roland is parliamenting first.
Yes.
For more.
I mean, there's only 2 harsh rules in Master Plan's list, and that harsh rule just gets countered by Island's Choice anyways, so... It hurts, but I think you're right. Decisions were not involved past a certain point. There's too much advantage for Child Roland for Big Combray to be able to get back.
Yeah, it's just like a very fundamental mismatch of game plan in game 1 here, where the deck that's set up to create a board stall and then grind incremental advantages loses if it plays its own game. So it has to be aggressive, which is not particularly suited for pre-sideboard.
So we went to Echo for sideboarding last time, and they did lose again here. But we're going to go to Destiny to give them a chance to fire back some of the shots that Echo was throwing at them. So let's hop into there. If I can find my sideboarding workaround. Okay.
Be pasting it. It's currently at the bottom. So what we're doing is we bring in the Wasps. We bring in a 4th channel because channel's amazing in this matchup. We cut the Lumens because they don't matter.
Yeah.
We decided on Backlash, right?
No, we did not.
We
not for
decided against Backlash.
Oh, we did? Oh, okay.
They have very little we want to Backlash.
Well, they have
Band
Perm
together.
and they have Stand Together and Protect. I don't know.
I think Stand Together is a good enough reason to have it.
Maybe.
That's what
So
I think.
What are we
Personally,
cutting from what you see in Brady's thing now?
Like I've tried bringing in backlashes before against Combray. I'm going to advocate very much against it.
Yeah,
Simply
I'm feeling no
because
on it too.
Their deck is really bad at forcing us to harsh roll. We can just choose our harsh roll timing more carefully.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
yeah, but I
really
feel like
don't
there are
like it.
games where like the second you harsh roll and they stand together, you lose.
Yeah, but in those games, you understand that that's the case, and then you don't harsh roll.
Yeah,
I'd rather
really-
just continue to block against them.
If we were gonna bring Backlash, I think it'd be over Scorpion Wasp.
I
don't think we
Scorpion
do.
Wasp is not particularly good in the matchup.
I'm not too afraid of it. I don't think it's
The Scorpion Wasp are just removal. Like, if you really want backlashes, you swap Eileen's choices.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's either Eileen's.
I'm voting again.
I think we take a Wasp for Backlash, personally. As a Combray player, I'm much more afraid of Backlash when I'm playing Combray against Chalice than...
So we have Aliens and Scorpion Wasp.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Just
It's just
removal. Like, they're just to kill things.
Yeah,
but it
except
doesn't-
they don't need to attack to like start to win the game, right?
Right.
Like, they can just kind of go off.
Yeah, actually, Choice. I don't really like Choice that much. Now that I really
Like I
think
said,
about
if you want to bring in backlashes, then swap out a couple choices.
Yeah, how many
I'm still
backlashes
not
do I
in
have?
favor of this,
We
but
have 3. I think maybe 2 Backlash for 2 choice.
Yeah, that's as many as I would do.
Yeah,
I would do it personally. Like I don't.
I'm definitely not the expert at this particular thing, at Chalice, but it makes sense to me.
I think.
I mean, I'm just of the mentality that Stand Together is the only card that wins it for Combri. Like that is the card that makes Combri have it.
That's what makes me think we
Because
should
there
do
are
it.
times you have to harsh roll, like especially if you like don't draw Chalice or like you don't have like super card advantage, you have to harsh roll, and then you just lose the second they have the Stand. Plus, it hits Protect too, which is
yeah,
and Parliament.
Yeah, I put in the 2. Okay, so I'm gonna tell Master Plan I'm ready.
Moist Praxis, by the way.
Yeah. Can I get a moist Praxis in the chat?
Okay, so should we let the organizers know we're ready to, or Rex in our play stuff?
Rex is here. So.
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, so we are ready to hop back into game.
Yeah, I just feel really smart after that. Everything I said, they said. The only thing they're afraid of is Stand Together. They don't like Island's Choice, and they wish they had some Vanquishes.
Island's Choice in general has not looked super strong this particular weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's super good against decks that have to attack you. Like, it's super good against, like, Elysian, and, like, Praxis especially, because it can essentially, like, counter a unit or an Obliterate. But against Cambrai, you really do need Vanquishes.
Yeah. Anything proactive, and honestly, the Felm decks too nowadays. Island's Choice just doesn't cut it. All right, so we are.
Ooh, Master Plan brought in Reality Warden too. I wonder what all he cut. Like probably the Vanquishes and the Cambrai healers, but then you would have had to make a little bit more room for Reality Warden. Probably cut Harsh Rule as well. Yeah, that makes sense.
Vulgar Enforcers, maybe?
I think Vulcan Enforcer is like fine. It's not exciting, but it is like a little bit of flying damage. You do need to put on a clock. But yeah, maybe trimmed on Vulcan Enforcer too, for sure.
So he definitely went back up to the Voda combo place. So didn't decide to cut down and just sort of try to go low to the ground. But again, it's always sort of tough to go underneath Chalice.
Well, I think the thing is that you have so many like mid-range Dirtle cards, like the Cambrai healers and the Vanquishes and the Harsh, that you after you take out all of those, you actually have room for all of your go under stuff and all of your go over stuff. You just take out all the middle stuff.
Except for
like playing the middle game is never going to work.
No. As Chalice is sort of the king of the mid game at the moment. It used to be Cambrai, but these guys just dirtle a little bit more. A lot of bit more if they can get away with it.
Yeah, I've had many Chalice matches end with decking. It's hard to dirtle more than that.
I had some success with a Visage deck that just slapped 4 Visages down and then out healed all the channel damage and just kept clearing the board. And like
that sounds sweet. You're gonna have to send me a list later.
It didn't actually work in any matches beyond the first couple, because then somebody slammed down a Parliament, and I was like, I'm out of harsh rolls. Where's my Echo Scavate? Because
rest in peace, Echo Scavate.
That deck would crush Chalice. Like I don't care how many units you play. If you're trying to win the game with units, you can't. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that deck could gain enough health to get out of channel range.
So.
All right, so Sandstorm Titan is basically the only good target for Scorpion Wasp. It's the only Cambrai unit that only attacks and blocks. Like, if Child Roland has 3 power up, Master Plan is just never going to attack with a Vodakin or an Ascendant or an Iron Thorn. Like, he just doesn't have to play into these Wasps and Islands choices.
And critically, Child Roland does not have an early Chalice this time, which makes the matchup a lot better for the Cambrai player.
Yeah, so I mean, he's got 26 health. He can afford to take a few hits, but yeah, really nothing going on for Child Roland. Just kind of sitting around waiting to find something good.
And he doesn't have a harsh rule, also. So, like, this Mystic Ascendant plus Martial Ironthorn combo that we've seen so often in the past is gonna stick around, especially with this Protect. So.
Yeah, Awakened Student. See, he's got the go under and the go over.
I mean, Awakened Student plus Martial Ironthorn's a combo, right? So, build your own Mystic Ascendant, minus the card
Ooh.
draw.
Yeah, you don't draw a card, but +2/+2, that's got to be worth something.
It's worth exactly +2/+2. There is another Scorpion Wasp in hand now for Child Roland, and he needs to decide between holding that up or playing a like ultimating Kothon and going for like some kind of double block play on the Titan. But it's definitely looking a lot better for Master Plan in Game 2 than it did in Game 1.
Yeah, with no way to break this up. If Master Plan draws a power, he's gonna have like most of the Voda combo engine going here. Like Ironthorn Ascendant with Protect back up, then he plays a Vodakin the next turn, then all he's missing is Voice of the Speaker for the full-on like draw your deck madness. Instead, it looks like he's just gonna like beat down with Sandstorm Titans for a little while.
Yep. Definitely looking for power now. Do you play the second Sandstorm Titan?
I think you trade off the first one and then play the second one.
Problem is it only trades with a 4/4 if he double blocks with like Kothon and the Owl.
I
and
think
it's
that's okay.
Not super exciting.
Like, I mean, I guess maybe you don't have to like force the issue since you do have like the late game Vodakin Ascendant thing going on now.
The problem
I think I would want to kind of clean up the board a little bit.
The problem is always time and velocity and what have you. You give Chalice too much time, they're going to start grinding themselves. So you really want to draw power immediately so that you can get Mystic Ascendant online. And I think the board stall is good for you because you have Martial Ironthorn at least right now. You know, because Ironthorn Ultimate is not a non-factor.
You also have to keep in mind that your opponent probably has access to Harsh Rule and you don't. I'm assuming Master Plan took out his Harsh Rules. So you do kind of want to make the board the least favorable Harsh Rule board, which I think involves trading your Titan for their 4/4. But instead he just goes for the Naked Ascendant here, no power drop, but with a Protect held up.
I think he wants to make it happen next turn. Like next turn's his go turn. He's gonna slam. If he draws the power, he's just gonna slam Vodacon and go off. That's the plan.
We can only hope.
He drew power.
Yes. Oh yes.
But it's depleted.
Let's go.
It's depleted. So do you go for it?
Oh, definitely. You'll draw an undepleted power in your top 4 draws, right?
You only get 2 right now. So.
Or yeah, you only get 2. Well. Okay.
Oh.
I mean, there's no Harsh Rule. There's no Harsh Rule. And even if there was, I mean, Master Plan doesn't know this, but Child Roland does have a backlash for the Protect.
But it's still.
If there was a Harsh Rule, though, he would have played it last turn. Like, facing down Ironthorn Ascendant Titan. There's no way he wouldn't have Harsh Ruled.
Does he draw into it? Show me the ace space.
Show me the ace face.
I mean, you only
the harbinger of Harsh Rule.
You only do that if you're blowing up the world.
Oh, he didn't find it.
He did
We
not
are
find
gonna
it.
get to see some madness here. With 2 Find the Ways in hand, he's gonna get to go forever.
Okay, so your opponent does not have Harsh Rule. Because they do not Harsh Rule this board.
Yeah, Master Plan might even actually win this turn. He might get up to Ironthorn Ultimate. Oh my god.
All right, well.
Do it!
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever wondered what the 4 pieces of the Ironthorn combo are, or of the Vodacon combo are, they are Vodacom, Speaker of the Voice, no, Voice of the Speaker, Mystic Ascendant, and Martial Ironthorn. Prepare to see a lot of cards played for free.
Yeah, he's going to end this turn with like 35 power, and it might just be over. He might hit the free card limit.
Yes.
Wait, which team was Bradykin on? Bradykin played Vodacamo for a full season, and would often send screenshots of this sort of nonsense.
I mean, this isn't quite as good as the new nonsense, which is where you play the Mind Link Shimmer Pack thing with Destiny from Crown, where you just constantly play Destiny Shimmer Packs from your hand and try your whole deck. But
yeah, so I saw a picture of that, and somebody said that like broke the game and they couldn't attack with all of their. Have you actually pulled this off?
I have not. No, I don't spend my time dabbling in Mind Link stuff. Bradykin is on Destiny, so you know the deck that's getting beaten down by Vodacombo right now.
Okay.
Although we've actually stopped off of the first Find the Way, and we're gonna need to dig.
Clear out some space in his hand, or does this actually echo up to 13 cards? I don't remember.
It does not anymore. No, you
Okay, so
instantly
he's only
discard.
going to get +1 power off this. It looks like.
Yep. See.
Okay.
But then his draws are also going to be limited. So.
Right, well, I'd probably just play the Stand Together here first.
I don't think he really cares too much about what's in his hand, since he's just trying to get up to.
Yeah, but if he
power.
frees up one slot in his hand, he's actually getting more power because every power he draws is 2 power.
So you got to start
So
playing
playing
Awakened
Awakened
students to make space.
Yeah, he should play the Awakened Students because they actually gain him more power.
Mind over
Oh, he heard you.
Mind over
I hope not.
Yes, no, that would not be good. But they did spot the play. There was probably some talk in the team chat that was something along the same lines, which was, so what happens if you... What?
Wait, what? Why are you attacking?
No.
Play the Seek
You've got
Power,
more
win the
power.
game.
You've got more power generation. What's going on?
That Seek Power puts you up to 7. You only have to hit 2 more power off the top and you'd win. Yes, keep going.
Okay.
He's still got 38 cards in his deck. You should definitely keep going.
Okay, so my thing says for 400 seconds of delay, and they're not in the casting booth, but
oh, he just passes.
What?
You have 38 cards in your deck, man. You could have kept going.
Okay, so I'm not gonna doubt the master plan, but and Child Roland just passes back and says, "Okay, kill me."
Kill me.
Yeah. Okay. So one.
There we go.
What?
All right. Give the people what they want.
Okay, so first we see a strange pass. Then we see Child Roland with the gentleman's "Okay, I'm dead. You got me."
You gotta rub it in.
And then we do this. You could have done this last turn and then just.
Oh, he just concedes. Oh man. Fantastic stuff.
Okay, so we're not actually going to see that end until these animations stop, which is going to be a bit.
Oh wait, Child Roland is out of the game and Master Plan is still comboing. I'm so confused.
You can leave, but I'm not done yet.
It's still going.
All right, I think it's done now. I hope. All right, there we go.
All right.
Well, game
Master
3.
Plan only had 101 strength in.
Unlucky. Okay, game 3. So, if Child Roland draws neither Harsh Rule nor Chalice, and Master Plan draws all of his combo pieces in sequence, he can win the game. We have determined that.
In spectacular fashion, no less.
Yes.
Right, so do we expect sideboard adjustments, or are we just hopping right in?
I believe the players are just going to go back in. Or at least that's what I expected.
It looks like rethinking the sideboard plan on the Chalice side.
They saw something they did not like in that match. Yeah, the backlashes are important because they stop the stand-togethers, but they also don't do too much about the Ironthorn ultimate. And this is where only having the 1 Archive Curator plus the 4 Desert Marshals, this is going to sound super weird for a Time Justice Primal deck, but the Chalice deck does not actually have enough silences for this matchup, since there's so many key silence targets.
Needs more silence.
And with Island's choices instead of Vanquishes, he's actually down to just harsh rolls. He's only got 9 ways to remove units that don't attack.
Yeah.
He's got the Scorpion Wasp and the Island's choice, and that's just not cutting it when Mystic Ascendant is sitting there drawing cards. Vodacon is doing Vodacon type things. And
the onus is like sort of on Chalice to be aggressive, but by aggressive I mean survive until you can channel 3 times.
So it's a bit of a strange matchup. It feels like the Vodacon plan is very well set up against the Chalice, since they're down to so few ways to remove cards. As they are back into game here, and my brackets are not updated. Players are tied. Okay. So, that's interesting. I hope we can see that again. It feels like post board is a better matchup for Master Plan than I thought, with access to that Voda combo. But here Child Roland does have Chalice. So
yeah, so Child Roland looks like he'll actually be able to do something this game instead of just be a goldfish for the Voda combo.
Well, in game 1, Master Plan could do nothing, and in game 2, Child Roland could do nothing. So they're alternating.
Let's hope that neither player is helpless this time.
Yes. That would be ideal. Well, Master Plan's going to take some time setting up, but, you know, so is Chalice, so it's not like we got a huge...
Alright, so Child Roland has a Chalice, Master Plan has a Find a Way. They both have a setup card, so I think we're going to have a few turns of build-up, and then we'll see who is forced to answer who.
You're not a big fan of Tempo Desert Marshal? For 2
Tempo
damage
Desert
a turn?
Probably not going to get the job done.
Start clocking him? No. Desert Marshal is an incredibly important card, as we've mentioned, since he's already overtaxed on silences. So using one of them so frivolously, probably not the line.
I am a big fan of the Tempo Combre Healer. And by that, I mean you play Combre Healer on turn 3 like you would literally matchup forever always.
Is that better than playing Wisdom of the Elders?
Yeah, not now that he drew a Wisdom. Finding 4th power is a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. And then just slamming that Chalice. No decays or any shenanigans out of Master Plan. He's not really looking to fight the Chalice on Fairgrounds. Just both players are trying to do something a little bit unfair. Although
Child Roland found a Harsh Rule, but did not find a 4th. Okay, he did find a 4th power.
Tempo Combre Healer.
Let's go beatdowns.
You can't just attach tempo to the name of a card and make it an actual tempo play. That's not how it works.
I'm pretty sure anything you play on an empty board counts as tempo, right? That's how it works.
Yeah, something like that. So, do you just slam Reality Warden here?
Oh yeah, definitely. Time for Child Roland to face reality. He missed a power drop. He's taken 7 if he wants to try and draw one.
Time for Island's Choice to actually do something for the first time in the matchup.
Yeah, that too. Although if he activates the Chalice, he can't.
He did activate.
I think you have to activate Chalice though. You need to find power. If you whiff, like whatever, just like play Kothon, take 7, you're okay.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of playing Kothon rather than holding up Desert Marshal. Since like you can't silence Marshal Ironthorn until after the fact anyways, so who cares if it goes off? Looks like he's thinking about it. He is somewhat taxed on power, and he wants to hold up Island's Choice next turn, so...
Yeah, I think you still just play Kothon, because like, you do want to save those silences for those crucial, like, Ascendants and Vodakins and Ironthorns and stuff. And if you just play one end of turn here, and on not one of those targets, and you have to play it end of turn because you have to draw towards power. Yeah, well, he got lucky. Master Plan just played an Ironthorn. So.
But the problem with that is Ironthorn really one of the key silence targets? Because both Vodacon and Mystic Ascendant and Seraph are all might be more important.
Yes, that's true, but it's very reasonable that Master Plan gets to 15 with the assistance of Ascendant and Vodakin.
So I'm not saying I don't think it's wrong. I'm just saying that Marshal Ironthorn is an indeed important card. but is it important enough to silence? Because obviously you just straight vanquish this if you could, but Island's Choice.
Yeah, I agree. It's like the 4th most important silence target for sure.
And when
so now he drew a power already. So now interesting choice. Like use Chalice, play Island's Choice. Like use Chalice, play Combre Healer. Might actually be even better. Just like make a 2/8 and force Master Plan to overextend into your Harsh Rule plus Backlash in a few turns.
Well, it'll be a 4/10.
Or 4/10, yeah.
Which is a problem because then it's vanquishable, which we see here.
Well, there's no way Master Plan left in Vanquish.
He left in Vanquish, and he cast it right now.
Wait, what? I'm so confused.
I mean, he had so many cards he wanted to take out, right? So maybe you just leave them in order to push through damage.
Yeah, I guess.
As
Anything in Vanquish already got hit with Chalice. Now he's backlashing his Vanquish. This game just took a turn for the weird.
I mean, didn't we see Titans? Yeah, so there's Titans in Roland's sideboard, and like Great Parliament and things. So it's not like there's no targets. And Titan definitely.
Yeah, I also doubt Roland's brought in Titan. Right? Have we seen a Titan from Roland?
I cannot personally tell you, but it's possible that we did, and that's why we brought him in. It's also possible that we did not, and he's just like hedging.
Yeah, I guess I didn't work through the full sideboard plan yet. Maybe there's just an extra Vanquish or 2 left in there. Like the vestiges of the game 1 deck.
In general, Vanquish is not a great card against Chalice, since other than Titan, everything else, needs to be buffed into range of it. And you're not really getting a ton of value killing a 4/3 Desert Marshal or whatever.
Close your eyes.
Oh, this healer is very conservative, but I kind of like it. It lets you just draw another card. Just find that power.
Except
he found one.
Except for another Vanquish, nothing really nothing's really going to break through here. And I think you just double block the Reality Warden. Take 8.
Yeah.
Like, do you need to chump here?
Yeah, I don't think you do. With another Combre Healer in hand. You do want to hold on to the Harsh Rule as long as possible.
I think it might be forced, though, because what I think Master Plan is going to do is find the way depleted power and then Parliament with Protect backup. Yep.
Okay. Do you think he'll use the Protect here? I think he's probably going to try and save it for his... Well, no, he doesn't even have Ascendant plus Hold It Up next turn. Because the Find the Way power would be depleted. So maybe he does use it just to like preserve a 4/4 flyer against an opponent at 9.
Is there any world where you just save it for the Iron Thorn to put the 2-turn clock on them? I don't think so. No. Thinking about it,
there's no way the Iron Thorn is going to be able to attack another time.
Yeah.
Deck is like stupid little ground guys.
So probably the 4/4.
Okay, Roland could also just like Scorpion Wasp Island's favor the 2 owls and just take 3. Or Island's Choice rather, not Island's favor. The other island card.
Yeah, actually, now that he drew the Scorpion Wasp, that's probably better than Harsh Rolling, since he does have like this 4/10 on the ground. And,
that way you take 3, you go to 6. It's like a little bit scary, but then you have that Combre Healer to like go back up to 9. Like Chad Roland just needs to live until he draws some more power. It's like extremely harrowing.
How do you feel about the world's boldest plan, where you? Okay, he's Harsh Rolling. Never mind, forget it.
Well, wait, I want to know what the world's boldest plan was.
You play Desert Marshal to knock down one of the owls. You draw a card off of it, and then you draw an undepleted power to play Wasp or Favor or Choice.
Oh, that's that is quite bold. I like this attack actually. This is like the Harsh Rule telegraphing attack. But then if Master Plan had blocked it all, then Child Roland didn't have to Harsh Rule. So Master Plan had to take 8. It's kind of like cool free damage to sneak in.
Which would matter a lot more if he had power for Channel the Tempest, which he does not. Unfortunately. So there's a big Protect decision going on, and I think that Child Roland is aware of the fact that Protect is in Master Plan's hand at this point.
Yeah, I like Protect, then play Ascendant, Find the Way Power. I like this presents another super threatening board next turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then even if you get Harsh Ruled, like you have a backup Ascendant. Even if you get Harsh Ruled, you have a backup Vodkin plus Seek Power.
Ooh,
like,
here's
so much gas.
Here's a spicy one. How do you feel about Vodacon, Seek Power, Find the Way?
Do you have enough power for that? You need to hit a power.
Well, the thing is that the Seek Power immediately draws a. Oh no, you're right. Yes.
You need to hit one more. Right?
That doesn't work. Seek Power costs 1, not 0. Unlucky. I also think that's worse than the Mystic.
Oh, there's another Seek on top though. It would have gone crazy. Although it's gonna go crazy now, anyways. All right, Master Plan is looking real good here.
Do you just slam the silence?
Oh, certainly. I think you silence and Scorpion Wasp this turn and chump. If you're Child Roland.
Okay.
Like, there's no way that Master Plan is gonna attack with that Ascendant. You can't let him draw. I mean, you can't let him draw one card, let alone the 6+ it's gonna be if Master Plan powers up with this Ascendant. A lot of tough decisions from Child Roland though. Being constrained on power.
Never where Chalice wants to be. Okay.
Okay, but looks like he is gonna do the silence chump Wasp. So now if your Master Plan, do you Ascendant Power or do you Vodkin and attempt to start going off?
I think...
Or do you just do nothing? Just like, I have 2 big threats in play. Well, it's only going to be 1 now, actually. So yeah, I think you have to play one of these fatties. Which one do you play?
I think Mystic Ascendant. Bring it up to 6. Because it draws the card the safest. Vodacon instantly dies to silence, but Mystic Ascendant demands a more permanent answer. Because it's still a 6/6 and your opponent's at 5. So it's less commitment to the board, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Also, Vodkin goes more crazy with more power in play and more cards you draw.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he hits an Iron Thorn or Voice to Speaker or something and just has 11 power in play instead of 8, and Vodacon just gets exponentially more powerful as the game goes on.
Yeah, Vodacon's very powerful as a follow-up to Mystic Ironthorn as well. Whereas, both of them just get chumped by whatever, or Island's Choice if they attack. And you'd rather not expose the Vodacon to attacks as much as possible.
Right, so here's the super telegraphed Island's Choice. So I think instead of attacking into it, you should just draw your whole deck.
Okay. Okay. We're going to draw a few cards.
I don't think you play the Awakened Student. I think you just want to play Seek, Find and stuff.
Yeah.
So get up to 1,000,000 power, swing with your 6/6 pass.
You just win the game if you find Protect, right? Protect or Stand together.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. That's another reason to just keep going.
Okay. So he still has his natural power draw for the turn. Okay.
Oh, jeez, I didn't even realize that he hadn't played his natural power yet. I think you just find a way here.
I don't think you owls. Yes, you're just looking for Protect. Protect. Well, Scorpion Wasp wins the game through stops Master Plan from winning the game through Protect, which is a consideration. But I don't your opponent can't beat owls anyways.
Well, Find is just Wisdom of the Elders here that also puts a power into play. I think I definitely would have just played these Finds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of this play at all.
I feel like he's going to go for a Parliament follow-up. And it might work out, right? Because Child Roland doesn't have anything. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you were already forcing the Harsh Rule. I don't think you need to play more owls to force them more. I mean, he's still 95% to win this game, but...
Well, Roland needs to hit power and Harsh Rule, and I don't think he did. He hit power and owls? I don't think that's good enough.
His own owls would only be one. It'd be singular.
Yeah, okay.
Owl.
So he just hit power.
Okay.
No.
That'll
do it.
do
All
it,
right.
then.
So the game is tied again at 2-2.
Wait, isn't 2-1? Master Plan is finishing
you're
off
right.
the
Oh, my mistake.
the come in second and sweep.
All right, so there's a disconnect between Destiny versus Echo on the thing, and like which side I consider as left. Yes. So Master Plan is 2-0 with Big Combre, and Hythar is the remaining player.
All right, so we got Moist Praxis. What if we decide to call this?
I mean, I'm with Blue Heart all the way. There were some calls of Blue Heart from the peanut gallery when we went to go view them, but I assume that those were just the ravings of madmen. Blue Heart is the true and only name of the deck, as far as I'm willing to accept. I didn't like Cambrano either, and that was not what other people wanted to hear either. Okay, so pulling up...
The Team League chat does indeed say, let's get moist, so...
Yes. So they have their beliefs, and they're welcome to them. So I will be setting this up. Take us through Big Combre versus Blue Heart, since you remember it back when it was Dragonheart.
Okay, so it works similarly to like Elysian versus Combre, where they generally the Moist Praxis deck is going to get out to an early lead, and then Combre is going to stabilize and gum up the board, and then you're going to be looking for a Crystallize to punch through and win the game. And so basically, it's kind of the same thing, only with added Heart of the Vault, because that card is pretty ridiculous.
So it's just Elysian plus Heart of the Vault.
Yeah, and Torch.
You're just splashing a triple fire card. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and a couple Shadowglass Mage, for the Chalice matchup.
Yeah.
And to punish poor Crowns of Possibilities that didn't deserve.
I mean, Crown got revenge. Crown shouldn't complain.
Well, this version is actually a little bit different than Ski J's. This version has Dawnwalkers in it as well. So a little bit more anti-control tools right there.
Okay. So more good late game. Not that Dawnwalker has ever been a particularly fabulous card against Combre specifically, as they do have the many silences, and we see the full 4 Desert Marshal, 4 Valkyrie Enforcer package. And it looks like we're getting right down into game. So let's pull that up on the screen for you here.
All right. Well, Hythar has a Seek Power in his opening hand, so I think he's going to keep it.
Fantastic. Master Plan has some cards, including some Combre healers. That doesn't look super fantastic. Yeah, throws it back. Finds a find the way.
Much better. Hythar throws it back and finds basically the same hand, but with another Temple Scribe instead of a Seek Power, which I think is slightly worse.
So the only possible way for there to be I guess we're gonna see one of two sweeps potentially. Either Master Plan's just gonna take them from the lead position and just sweep with Big Combre, or Blue Heart's gonna take it all the way back. I'm kind of rooting for Blue Heart, not because I favor Destiny over Echo, but because Ilya K would lose his mind if a deck splashing Heart of the Vault won 3 matches in a row.
What, didn't you hear? The time for being reasonable has passed. If your deck doesn't have at least 8 or 9 influence, you're doing it wrong.
I received that memo. I did not agree with that memo, and I will not tell others to do that memo. But Blue Heart is a fun deck, that's for sure. You're not going to hear any arguments from me. Do I think it's favored? I don't know. I think it kind of runs right into Big Combre's wheelhouse, in that it's trying to do just sort of like medium things. It does have the Cersos, though, and Cersos are always strong in these kind of matchups, and Heart of the Vault does a lot of unfair stuff. Value.
I thought I just can't buy a power. Jeez. Both Temple Scribes whiffed.
Should have kept the Seek Power.
Yeah, I think that first hand was fine. Like, it wasn't exciting, but like any fine hand that can cast your cards is a keep in this deck.
How do you feel about trading that Temple Scribe there? I think you just keep them for chumps. Although now you've got your own Dawnwalker for the 2 seconds before it gets silenced.
Hey, a silenced Dawnwalker still chumps.
Oh, no, it's a False Prince. So False Prince is pretty tough to remove. in this matchup. Since Vanquish doesn't do it, you know, Combre
Well,
Healer's
Combre
no spell
Healer
effect.
buffing the Titan's health does mean that there's no trade today.
Mm-hmm. But it is just sort of a 5-5. The False Prince never gets Vera's favorite or anything.
So Hythar has a Heart of the Vault on top of his deck, which is like the ultimate dagger. Like, you know you're not drawing another power next turn because you're going to draw this Heart of the Vault instead.
Safe travels, friend.
Okay, so he bought a power with a with an Amber Acolyte, and the chat can't actually see the top of Hythar's deck, so you will need to keep us informed of when he's got a warp card on top. Sorry.
Okay, well, he doesn't have any more. It's just these 2 hearts.
We've been trying to adapt to the new the new warp cards that come out and things, but it's pretty difficult in the game of Eternal to find a place where there isn't information that comes up. You know, the voids matter, the influence matter, obviously health and hands we want to show, but then cards pop up on both sides of the screen, and it's you got to stick a hand cam somewhere. So.
All right, so Master Plan is deciding whether he wants to play Marshal or Scribe post Ironthorn, I guess. I mean, I think it's definitely just Scribe.
Yeah.
And then just like smash with Titan.
There's no harsh roll in this matchup out of Hythar to punish you for going wide, so Hythar not in the best position. He does have Crystallize to punch through a huge board, so if the board stalls in his favor, he can do that. Did find a power.
He's got a Titan here to kind of gum it up a little bit, so like Master Plan doesn't have great attacks anymore. And if he can just like stall until both players have 10 units in play, then Crystallize is a one-hit KO, assuming Master Plan doesn't have like double Desert Marshal. Although I guess the Ironthorn will ultimate before it gets to that point, probably.
Yeah. It's looking
so
a
that's
little...
only 3 turns away, and Master Plan has all 3 of the power cards needed in his hand right now.
The lack of removal out of the blue heart deck is going to cause him some problems now that he can't heart, so to speak. Dawnwalker plus Friendly Wisp. Okay, so there's some potential card draw.
And he's just missing a couple of fire and a single primal. That's all it's going to take.
You just take it slow, right? If you're Master Plan.
Oh yeah,
Just
no
build
reason
up
to do
that
anything.
Ironthorn ultimate.
Yeah, you're certainly just on the Ironthorn plan, and you're holding that Desert Marshal in hand to play around a Crystallize or not. You're not doing that.
He's trying to deny the draw. So his opponent doesn't have the double blue for Crystallize, and is clearly short on power with only 5. So he's just trying to cut off the potential for card draw there.
Yep.
As he's building up to the Ironthorn ultimate. Plus, you need a few more units. Oh my god. You need a few more units in play to kill after the Ironthorn ultimate. So why not a Seraph? And just roll it immediately. Get a vanilla 4. 8/8.
Arachnodon.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not Arachnodon. What is that card's name?
Mousing over it says...
No, it is Arachnodon. It's Striped
Arachnodon. All you drafters are screaming at us for never having seen this card before. I mean, not since the spoilers. Oh, good. We drew a torch. That's super valuable in this matchup.
Hey!
You can,
When you're at 5 and your opponent's at 13.
Yeah. So I guess
generally you're winning, but not here.
I guess you play... So... Hythar has no outs if Master Plan has power, which we know he does, because that Arachnodon is strong enough to just kill him. So I'm not actually sure why Master Plan is trading here, since the damage doesn't matter and he knows he's just gonna kill his opponent. But it's
I
fine.
mean, it doesn't matter.
No.
Here's 31 damage.
Yeah. Please don't.
Or 29 damage.
Please don't
The torch
misclick
can
on
kill a creature.
Seraph. All right.
I'd kind of rather see Seraph, to be honest, but
The Defiant torch my own Dawnwalker, lose the game. Alright, so Hythar could not be more on the back foot. His team's down 2-0. He's down 1-0. And he needs to...
The long road starts here.
Well, we've seen Hythar clutch it out before, and he's a good player. I'm not sure that Blue Heart is the deck for clutching it out, though. I feel like being one stumble away from losing is a little bit scary. But we'll hop into comms of SPG Destiny and see what they have to say.
Take my energy.
Yeah, anyways, no. The reference was to C9 League of Legends.
Okay, so seriously, guys, so are we examining sideboard? Because we have like 4 minutes.
Fine, we can sideboard. I'll make League of Legends jokes later.
Sideboard our moist praxis list.
Yeah.
The
So
wetter
what
the
do we decide
better.
for
The wetter
sideboard?
the better is what I always say, you know? Like...
All right.
So can you post your list, Hythar, and
Yeah, where
our
is it?
chat?
Yeah. I this is the list we came up with before.
Where is it? Is that
I'm putting it
In
in right now.
Destiny chat, I'm guessing. Or, okay, yeah,
I just put it in Destiny chat.
Okay.
Seems reasonable to me. I mean, actually, I'm kind of rethinking the cutting obliterates thing.
I mean, I think
Plays four.
they're...
He's gonna board and stand together, I think, too, for crystallize, right?
Yeah, like I think he's the only...
Yeah, what would you take out for...
I think... Is 3 crystallized too much? No, it's probably the right number.
Yeah, you just like always want one, basically.
Yeah, I think 3 backlash is probably too much. I'd go down to 2.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
So
I'm not sure.
cut 1 backlash for 1
I'm not
obliterate.
sure.
That's fine with me. I don't know.
It is a pretty big blowout if I do get...
It is, but you don't want to get clogged with backlashes. Do enough.
Yeah, it's like
I don't see
lost.
anything else I'd cut for the second obliterate, but I'd probably put 1 back in for the third backlash.
Like that last game against Lunix yesterday, I had 3 backlashes in my hand.
I mean, alternatively, we could just go full tilt and bring in the Flamestokers.
No.
I'm kidding, but I'm saying that's the play we do if we're tilting, which we absolutely are.
Now you're channeling Dota Cloud9. That was some Sama right there.
Sama, take my energy.
I'm cool right now. I'm just gonna go through, and if I come back and crush them right now, how much better will that be? How much can we rub it in their faces?
That's true. That's true. And more importantly, how much can you rub it specifically in Trip's face?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're just giving him a handicap. Now we can start playing for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what we get for not bringing Combri.
Once again, I'm looking for an appropriate musical choice for this moment.
I think it's the Titanic scene where the people are still playing on the bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably better than what I'd come up with. I was going to the final countdown.
I'm telling him I'm ready, by the way.
I was trying to get Sama's playlist, but
it's a bunch of anime music.
Something about moist praxis. I don't know.
So it sounds like SMJ Master Plan lost on purpose to make this moment more dramatic for Hythar.
Yes. No. Absolutely. Destiny has been sandbagging. Blueheart is the best deck in the game, and it's about to show it with 6 straight wins.
Yeah, so while they were sideboarding, I figured out what the cut for Dawnwalker was. It was the 3rd and 4th copies of Amber. So Hythar then proceeded to draw all of those Dawnwalkers instead of what would have been Amber Acolytes, and got justly punished.
So in order to more easily splash Flamestoker, another triple fire card, they cut their fixing.
Exactly.
Okay.
But they did cut the triple primal. They did cut Molten. They did make the power base a little more reasonable.
I mean, at this point, why are they not just sideboarding Channel the Tempest and just say it'll work out? It'll be fine. I mean,
that's because they have Flamestoker in the sideboard.
Channel the Tempest is also a powerful card. Like, why not throw in some? You know what? You know what? We need to splash Justice for 8 of the Huru. That's what this deck was lacking. Some late game.
So you're making that joke, but that's actually what SkiJ did next. Is he added 8 of the Huru to this deck.
I don't think that made it better. Confirm, deny?
Yeah, I think it probably made it worse, but it certainly made it more hilarious.
I mean, the version that I remember that you were playing when it did have the Mulata Nakova was when you used the Daigo ultimate to give it charge and double damage and just did like, I think it was 30 damage in one turn off the top.
37 off the top of the deck.
Yeah. Sounds fair. I see Hythar solved all of his influence problems by siding into Mono Time.
Sir Rhino would be proud.
I mean, he solved the deck. I don't know what to say.
Master Plan has brought in awakened students and reality wardens. I guess he just wants to. He's treating it like it is a legion and just like wants to fight it on the ground.
Well, I think he just brought in reality wardens because, like you said before, Hythar needs a dose of reality.
Oh man.
So,
wait, did he miss third power again?
Yes. Because he drew a Permafrost and then a Surso instead.
Ah. Well, you shouldn't have put all those primal cards in your Mono Time deck. What were you thinking?
I hope he top decks Flamestoker.
That's just poor planning.
Right.
I think he said they didn't bring in Flamestoker, right?
Yes.
I can't decide. I can't remember where they fell on the tilt, not tilt spectrum.
I mean, we did see a 3-color Divining Rod list top 4 yesterday, played by Grimfan. So sometimes the decks come together, and if you were only looking to squeeze out one game, could happen. But if you're looking for a reliable way to 3-0, first of all, I actually don't know any reliable 3-0 deck, but I don't think that this one is consistent enough to be the one that you wanted.
Right, Hythar opts for second primal over first fire, so you just on the hope I don't draw a hard plan.
It's possible they sided out all their fire cards. I don't know that we actually heard their sideboard plan.
So he splashed this card into his deck, which he's now hoping to not draw.
I actually can't think of anything better to say than that. Yes. That is what has happened.
We're being kind of mean, but I think it's also kind of true.
At this particular board state, he is indeed trying not to draw Heart of the Vault, as it is not the card that he wants to see.
And removal spell getting protected, which is probably kind of the best case, because otherwise that Permafrost is just going to get silenced off.
Mm-hmm. And then Master Plan plays Reality Warden, and then... Actually, if Hythar can follow up with Surso...
Yeah, I mean, Surso's coming next turn, so, like, ground is going to be locked up.
The problem is that then Master Plan makes the expected attack. Hythar's priced into blocking Reality Warden. Stand Together comes out, and the Aegis blocks Surso's effect, and then Hythar's in trouble.
I did that myself in the ETS yesterday. Felt good.
The Surso part or the Stand Together part?
I was on the Stand Together Reality Warden, and my opponent was on the Surso.
That probably felt a little better for you then, yes. At least he gets to draw 2 cards here. And he's only at 13. He's not dead.
He can play around the Stand Together too, just like double block the Reality Warden with the Amber Acolyte and Surso. And like now this 1/1 is free to just chump block, and now he has Heart of the Vault influence. All right, he's looking alive.
So, okay, so he's playing around Stand Together like this, which is fine.
Yeah, I guess this Awakened Student keeps getting bigger, whereas the Reality Warden is going to stay the same size.
And it's not like you care. Well, actually, you do kind of care about your Void because of the Dawnwalker that he has in hand. So he's just chumping now to reduce damage, which I think is okay.
Yeah. So actually, I think, yeah, you chump and then you Carnosaur the Seraph, and then you Initiation the Carnosaur and Killer the Reality Warden the turn after.
Okay. Except it will be an 8/8, and your Carnosaur will not be large enough.
Oh yeah, dang it. All right,
So
plan foiled.
I like the enthusiasm. I do think
I want to believe. All right, I want to believe.
I do think you need to killer the Seraph follow-up, but if Master Plan doesn't draw anything, they're okay.
Yeah, I mean, Master Plan is pretty much out of gas here. Except the 8/8 Aegis guy in play.
And the Blue Heart deck is never out of gas. Because
Well, yeah, I mean, Heart of the Vault is a pretty gassy card.
Does he have one on top?
He does not. Although I haven't seen his draw for turn 6 yet. He does not have one on top. He drew Temple Scribe. I think you still have to Carnosaur here.
Yeah.
And
then Temple Scribe can block this forever.
Yeah, you go to 5, but then you get to play the Scribe and like start racing back with your Carnosaur and Dawnwalker.
Unlike you, they don't play Torch.
I mean, Hythar probably took the Torch out. It's like pretty useless against Cambrai.
Yes. But okay, see? So brick from Master Plan. We're doing it. We're doing it.
Oh man, I try not to be biased, but I'm so biased.
Well, the problem is
me making fun of Hythar was a coping mechanism. Such a sweet deck losing.
It's not losing anymore. It's got the burden of play, and then like he has to keep attacking in, and then as soon as they hit Flamestoker, he's just going to take 5 damage turn after turn. And then where are you going to be?
Oh man, I can't wait for the Mullet and the Kova off the top. Oh wait, he cut that.
So can't you just play Dawnwalker and then double trade? Like just double block and you're okay?
Dawnwalker and then block with the 6/6?
Yeah,
I think you just
and the
attack with a
Dawnwalker.
6/6. I think you just smash for 6 and then chump block. You can always double block later.
Can you?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're afraid of like Vanquish and stuff, right? Like this play gets so blown up by Vanquish, whereas you're winning the race, I think. Now you can't attack at all.
Not if your opponent draws anything, though.
Oh wait, no, you can attack with Dawnwalker, and then if they block Xena Initiation, you're Dawnwalker. Pray there's no Desert Marshal.
Okay, so Master Plan just held back, yeah.
Yeah, I like this Dawnwalker attack a lot. He has to let it through.
And I'm sure, I think he will.
But then Hythar still gets us like poke for 4 per turn.
Yeah, play another Dawnwalker. That's fine. Play I mean, you might as well play the Amber Acolyte. Just
that's not like a harsh rule recovery card, so you might as well just play it.
No. And hey, if he harsh rolls and has no follow up, you're okay with that. You're the guy with Heart of the Vault.
Very true. Yeah. As soon as there's a Heart of the Vault off the top, like suddenly Hythar just like has all the gas in the world.
Okay, so depending on what he drew, he may need to Zenith Initiation something and actually kill that that Marshal. But he doesn't necessarily need to do it now. He's still got a bit of time.
Master Plan at most has 1 power in hand. So you have like at least 2 more turns. I think you just poke at the Walker again. Walkers even? Or no, because then you'd lose your 6/6. So yeah, I think you just attack with 1 Dawnwalker again.
Okay.
Now don't see Initiation pre-combat.
I do think that you need to draw something before they draw something though.
Yeah.
Hythar he's stabilized, but he has not turned the corner.
If they block, so if you attack with 1 Dawnwalker and they block it with the Reality Warden, and then you Xena Initiation the other Dawnwalker to kill the Warden, you are winning the race to 15 against this Ironthorn with your Carnosaur. Like you kill him 3 hits and they need 3 more power.
Is this attack saying that he wants to trade Xenon Initiation and Carnosaur for the 8/8?
I think
that's
it
what
is.
he would have to do if the block was the 8/8.
Not attacking with the 4/1 there is just bizarre to me. I don't know what he could possibly be hoping for.
Looks like he's just going.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
So he wants a board stall, but like Crystallize doesn't do anything against this Reality Warden.
That's a good draw for Master Plan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Hythar's line here.
Oh well, that doesn't do anything either. I'm not. Again, depends on Hythar's draw. He needs to find something and fast. Backlash is not it.
Well, he did find something fast.
Yes, that is a fast spell. Confirm no Heart of the Vaults, no Shatterglass Mages.
Nope, no warp. Yeah, so now he's just got nothing again. I mean, I guess he can continue poking with the Dawnwalkers just because like the bluff potential means that it's going to get through, but
yeah. And by that you mean it's not.
Oh, he calls. Yeah. I mean, I guess it worked out because if Hythar had not ascended, would have like drawn 2 cards last turn, but it's going downhill pretty fast now.
So Vanquish 7/7 Ace base. Or I guess Vanquish just gets backlash.
Yeah,
So
I
maybe
like
that was a
Vanquish
good
7/7.
backlash draw.
But I don't think you ace base yet. You're just sitting on an Aegis guy to protect against Crystallize and a guy that's drawing you cards.
Man, we are in totally the reverse spot of where we were earlier. Now Hythar actively wants to draw the Heart of the Vault that he's splashing for. For Dawnwalker.
Yeah, maybe it was a worthwhile splash after all.
Well, that's a stand together.
Does that actually matter at all?
It makes Crystallize even worse.
Fair.
Does that help?
I guess that helps. So we just got a board stall, but one player has a Mystic. The other player has Crystallize, though. Yes, if he just like finds 2 Crystallizes. He also has Heart of the Vault. If he just finds the Heart of the Vault. So I think I don't actually have to like call out if he has Heart of the Vault warps, because if there is a Heart of the Vault on top of his deck, you will know instantly.
Okay.
Because he's just gonna slam that baby into play.
So Master Plan unluckily does not draw power and can't advance his name state. He still can't really attack though. Hythar has some time.
Yeah, we're just getting into a big old board stall, which generally favors the Crystallized, but the stand together means that's not the case. So I don't know who's winning anymore.
I mean, I think Master Plan has the better cards for the late game. Heart of the Vault's pretty cool, but Seraph, Mystic Ascendant, you know, Martial Iron Thorn, all do some pretty nasty things to a stalled board. Especially with this much power rolling around. I think you just play Mystic Ascendant. Like, what's going to happen to that Mystic Ascendant?
It might get permafrosted.
I mean, the only thing you're playing around by not playing it is another Zenith Initiation. And I think your opponent has bigger problems.
Well, another Z Initiation also gets countered by Desert Marshal.
Yes. So, I think just slam it. Go for it. But yes, Ace, you may not be willing to call someone as winning, but the guy with 2 Mystic Ascendants in play and the Combre deck is generally winning the board stall against the guy that has Heart of the Vault.
Yeah, at this point, I agree. I think that Hythar got pretty slim chances to win this game. It would need to be Heart of the Vault into some more stuff. It'd have to be pretty ridiculous.
Heart of the Vault into Heart of the Vault into Obliterate Face.
Does he have like a Flame Blast in his 90? No.
I think they said something about bringing in Obliterates. Yeah, he's got like 2. So let's see, 2 Obliterates plus 4 Heart of the Vaults. That's 8 plus 12. That's 20 damage. He's basically got lethal.
Just need to survive until he draws 46 more cards. Well, both decks with 46 cards in them. That's kind of amazing. Hythar has searched for enough power, I guess.
Yes.
You can escape me.
Oh, it looks like Master Plan is going aggro. Silencing a Dawnwalker and attacking. Or I can't imagine why he would play that if he's not attacking. That's
well, I don't
a lot
think he
of
needs to
cards.
attack anymore. You can just roll Seraph for a while.
I bring you aid.
Oh.
She brings aid. Whoa.
You gotta
forgot
roll
to hit
Seraph before attacking.
Okay. Okay. He took it back. Looks like he saw.
He spotted his error.
Click your Seraph. What are you waiting for? Give the people what they want. Is he worried he's going to hit, like, Bloodright Callous off of it? Because it's not possible.
I think he was just checking to make sure that 8 plus 3 was less than 12.
Oh, man, that Sandglass Sentinel has some good synergy with these Find the Ways next turn.
Okay, Hythar doesn't actually have any cards in hand that he can cast. Is that just lethal? I haven't counted out the blocks. I don't.
I'm not even.
think
Math is for
so.
blockers. That's not lethal.
No, that does 3 damage. No, 5 damage. That is 1 off lethal. Unlucky. 5 damage after stand together.
I don't know if you even stand. Well, I guess you do say your Titan. No, the Titan wasn't blocked by Titan. Yeah, I don't think you even do it. Save it for damage with Sandglass Sentinel next turn.
I'm not super sure what Hythar's comeback plan is after this block. It doesn't feel great for him.
Double Heart of the Vault into Crystallize.
Okay, I buy it.
Oh wait, he's 1 power short. Dang it.
Well, he's still got 2 units, and he can play a 3rd. So if he did ever hit a warp unit,
I think we would have seen that come into play already. Yeah, he just drew another power. No Heart of the Vaults. So unlucky.
you know, for a guy who started with mono time, he ended up pretty okay on influence.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of surprising how often you do get there with the deck. Like, the power base looks really ugly, but it does usually get there. False Prince versus the World.
Didn't get there. Okay, so Hythar, despite his play for real posturing, was unable to bring it back, as I noticed now that I did not update the bracket. And we have our perfect set. 3 teams on the right went into battle, and 3 teams on the right were victorious. So
and 3 separate players each went 3-0.
Yes, all of them the secondary player from the right-hand team. So Master Plan just adding to the list with another 3-0 for him. So all the matches were 3-1 in favor of the right-hand team. Cue Team League is scripted complaints. But congratulations to SPG Echo moving to 2-0. They are our only 2-0 team. Destiny, Feather, Eternal Warcry, and Titans are all 1-1, and O&D Flame is at the bottom of the bracket at 0-2.
There's still a lot of time left, though. Anybody can still make it in the playoffs if they get a good run from here out.
Yep, and we will be dropping down into SPG Echo's chat to do a winners interview, and then we'll talk about the bracket and look towards next week. So
Cav, did you grab it, or are you gonna do that?
I put it in into
Guys,
the team
interview.
member chat.
Interview.
Oh no, that's not where.
Oh, I thought we were saying it in.
No.
That's even more mean.
No, I'm putting it in fucking aReNGee, man.
No.
I'm gonna put it in there. No, because it's not a bash on our team. It's
No,
a bash on
Guys,
their
hey,
ability
guys,
to evaluate our team.
Guys, interview time, by the way.
So,
hello.
Congratulations on your doing the right-hand teams proud and showing that you are, this week at least, the superior SPG team, moving up to the top of the bracket as our only 2-0.
Oh, yeah.
So we're not only the superior SPG team, we're the superior team, is what you're saying.
You are the
Just to clarify.
Yes, you are the only undefeated team in Team League. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone saying thank you that isn't Master Plan is kind of full of themselves, right?
Whoa. It was a team effort, boys. It was definitely a team effort.
It's the round table.
Oh, I know.
To be fair, I don't know what was easier, today versus our team, or last week versus Iliac. Which was the easiest? I don't know.
So
That's a lot of smack talk.
SPG, top of the table, definitely not afraid to flex their muscles while they're up on top, and for good reason. Today was a pretty commanding win, 3-1 with the
3-0.
Or sorry, 3-0 with the big Combre for the full sweep. Breaking our usual plan of the 3-1 comebacks, so doing what Kamado did last week with a different deck. We were pretty surprised to see the big Combre turnaround against the Chalice deck in game 2. do you feel like the Voda combo plan is the way to go and like it brings the matchup back in your favor, or do you think you just got a good sequence of draws and Child Roland got a little unlucky?
I think that the Vodacom combo is definitely the way to go. It worked extremely well for us. There was one turn where if they had a harsh rule, we were extremely punished. But other than that one turn, I didn't feel like there was a single turn where we were scared that we were going to lose the game. That being said, I think that we had a pretty good draw. So it was kind of a combination of both.
Which one turn are you referring to specifically?
The turn where we
had
tapped
played-
up and didn't have protect up.
Yeah, exactly.
Specifically when we went for the dig and didn't hit into another land.
Yeah. So we the first time we played Voda and we hit not Seek Power but Find a Way, and we just hit pretty much blank, so we didn't have much to do.
Has some additional.
In this case, pretty much blank is like a Seraph and a Great Parliament.
I mean, blank as in protection. Like
So
we didn't have anything up for like a protect or stand together.
I think the biggest contributor to our win today was their setup was not designed for quite what we brought, right? Their Chalice deck is targeted towards beating aggro. Their Chalice deck was targeted towards beating our Stone Scar, potentially Start, or what we'd bring in secondary. They weren't predicting, I don't believe, big Combre first, and their Chalice deck was like, they relied too heavily on Chalice just being very good against big Combre all the time and didn't do any like sideboarding or building around that matchup at all. They just let the Chalice shell do the work there, and I think that's where they got punished.
So
I think the main contributor to that is the lack of vanquishes.
That was actually one thing that we discussed kind of heavily, was the fact that they had very little ways to deal with our creatures, like aside from Harsh Rule and Island's Choice. So essentially our game plan going into that was to stick a Mystic Ascendant and just never attack with it. And that's basically exactly what we did, and it worked really well.
So Big Combre is not a deck that's seen a ton of competitive of tournament play recently. You know, much more popular back in season 3 and 4 in the heydays of the Feather players, and Hythar as well on Destiny. So do you think you sort of caught them off guard? Just Big Combre is something that's been off of everybody's radars, and they're not really thinking about it in terms of decks?
That's actually exactly why I came with Big Combre. I was talking to my team about what we could play that they wouldn't expect. And I came up with Big Combre and Stoke Scar Control, and I settled on Big Combre.
I would also like to note that the list that we brought was very close to one list that Hythar was coming up with a couple weeks ago. So this was like kind of a smack in the face to Hythar in a sad way.
Yeah, I have something to add there. I live with Hythar, and so I'm in my room, segregated from him. So, but this is very much his list. I'm surprised that he didn't see us take that.
I have to come in and say I actually used Komodo's list. I used Komodo's main board and changed up the sideboard a couple cards, but this is I took the list from Komodo.
I meant that Hythar is like our resident Big Combre player, and so it's similar to things that he's played. Whether or not this is exactly the same list, they're not humongously different in many ways. Interesting to see that he didn't think we were going to play Big Combre.
Well, to his defense, though, we are not Big Combre players.
Oh God, no.
Nobody on our team is a Big Combre player.
Individually, we're not, but obviously,
But
as a
together,
round table, we are.
Exactly. Like together, we're one Big Combre player.
One very big Combre player.
That's right.
Okay, so moving on from Big Combre, we didn't get to see it this week. Congratulations to Masterplan, of course, for that. But Tony G, you ran back Felon Control, and of course Conf Croat on his signature Burn the Queen list, which you guys were playing last week as well. Is that something that you felt was just fit in pretty well with your game plan, or did you start with that core and look for Big Combre as sort of an additional?
Kamzo, you want to go first?
I don't really have much to say. I think that most people know that I'm probably, if I'm playing, I'm just going some version of Burn Queen. It's not really a surprise. So that's all. I mean, it was pretty much a given that I was going to play it. No one really argued with the deck choice, and it didn't really need to come into play. So.
I mean, if I can add, the reason we kept Felon Control this week is, first of all, I mean, I know I'm somewhat known for my Armory, but Felon Control is my second most played deck ever, so it's kind of a comfort pick, kind of like Kampf, and I don't think Armory, in our team, is not in a good spot because they can easily target it, and I don't think I should bring Armory in that kind of setup. So this is where I bait everybody and I bring Armory next week. But yeah, so besides Armory, my other favorite deck is Felon Control, and I think that it's just like the best overall control deck in terms of Team League, because first of all, you can snipe people with it. It's super good versus Burn Queen, which is probably the best deck, and it has good game against anything. Ascendal's Gift in sideboard as well. I disagree with Isandol's Gift in main, but I mean that's another whole other topic. So yeah, it's in part with comfort pick, and also because I think Felon Control is super good in that kind of setup.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we just proved Big Combre is the best control deck.
Proven. It
I mean,
played
I
as
believe you.
control because at no point were we like, oh, let's just A space every turn. We just pretty much just waited until turn 12 to finally attack.
I mean, that's the real difference between aggro and control. In aggro, you want to A space starting turn 2. In control, you want to A space starting turn 12.
Exactly.
I feel like all we really proved today was that the right team is superior team. And I really look forward to making the brackets for next week and seeing who starts sweating. But thank you.
I think we proved 2 hands are better than 1.
Yes. And
we are accepting Patreon donations to be put on the right half of the bracket.
Hey,
starting
we
today, by the
already
way.
are a pretty big. I'm the donator on SPG. Keep us on the right side.
Oh, that's fair.
So please ignore all talk of collusion. There's definitely nothing underhand going on. That's what the $40 I just got says. So congratulations to you guys. You're top of the bracket. We look forward to seeing you guys back next week. And yeah, it's good to hear you guys unwinding a little after your hard-fought win against Destiny.
Not so hard. Not so hard.
No more shit talking, guys.
Save it for our own Discord.
Sorry.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so SPG Echo, definitely a team that's happy to be on the right side and the winning side today. So congratulations to them at the top of the bracket. We do not have we do not have a standings bracket for you right now, but fairly simply, SPG Echo is up at the top, O&D Flame is up at the middle, and everybody else, or is O&D Flame is down at the bottom at 0-2, and everybody else is 1-1. So we will be back next week with, if I can find my game, I also don't have a bracket for that up. Feathers will be matching off against Destiny, Warcry will be playing against Echo, and Titans will be matching off against Flame. So that will be at our new times that we have here, the 11 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and 4 p.m. start, and that worked out pretty well. We aimed to fit everybody within 2.5 hours, and that's what we did, since it's only 6 p.m. now. So about a 7-hour broadcast, not too bad. So I'd like to congratulate the winners, Warcry, Feather, and SPG Echo. And I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. The teams, they've been great sports. There's been some bad beats for everybody, but we've been hopping in there, and it sounds like everybody's positive and mostly having a good time. And that's really what this is about, you know. It's not just about making a good tournament series. It's about making it a good experience for the players. And we're going to continue to expand on that. I know there's been some kinks, but we've been working through it. And thank you guys to the viewers, of course, as well for coming out. You guys are what make this good. Everybody's here putting on a show for you guys, so we're happy to have your support there. I'd like to thank all our back-end production staff, LightsOutAce for casting with me today, Kirby and Rec for doing their judging bit, and some of the back-end tournament organization, and Militool and Teehee is probably the closest to the English pronunciation of it, who are our 2 back-end producers. Militool built this whole setup, and I'm